Well, hi everybody. How are you guys? It's so good to be back. Had a wonderful time with the kids and had a great couple days doing some stuff that inspired tonight's stories. But let's see how people are doing. Linda's here. Hi, Linda, and Hammer's here. Good to have you guys here. I think I caught Lupe on a live while I was down in Phoenix, and she sent me a message and said, "Are you down here? Because you're not on live." So I had a good time with the kids. And 2 of the days that the kids were in school, Thursday and Friday, Bob and I went to the Phoenix Art Museum. We had planned to go to the Phoenix Art Museum one day and to a botanical garden the next day, but one that we hadn't done. But when we did some investigation about the Phoenix Art Museum, we realized that it was going to take us probably 2 days to cover it. It's 200,000 square feet. Yeah, huge. Two buildings, the North Building and the South Building, and all these amazing. And I saw so much. We spent about 5.5 hours on the first day there, and then went back for a second day and spent another 4 hours, 4.5 hours the second day. Um, and it was fabulous. Initially, it was to see the Richard Avedon show, and that was incredible. But then there was also a through the lens, wide angle photography exhibit. There was the Keith Haring that they have there. There was a Kosama, which is a light show kind of thing that they have. There was a Charles Gaines exhibit. And let's see, what was the other special one? There was. Anyway, they were just fabulous. And then to go through all the other rooms and things to see, there was a Monet there, there was a Mary Cassatt there, there was a couple of Georgia O'Keeffe's, which I had in the opening. And there was just, I mean, from the Americas exhibit, which includes part of North America, anywhere from North America through South America, and that was amazing. And then there was Asian exhibits, and then there was, gosh, there was a miniature room. It was fabulous art museum. So it was fun to do that, but it gave me some good inspiration for some things. And of course, I went to the bookstore and I found a couple of books. I took pictures of them and found them on Libby for me. And so that's what I'm going to do. So, hey, there's Roy. How you doing? Uh, 200,000 square feet of gingerbread cookies? No, no, it was just, I mean, the, it's pretty astounding when you can walk into a room and as you turn and on your one side on the left, the first thing you see is a Toulouse-Lautrec painting, and then several in that same style. And then you look across the room, and there, kind of gated off, is Giverny, which is Monet, and then next to that is a Mary Cassatt. And all of they just kind of spread out. The old masters room, which I'm not, the old Dutch masters, which I'm not a real big fan of, but it's fun. But then after the Monet, I go off and I'm wandering around, and there's a Picasso in front of me, and then there were 3 Alexander Calder sculptures. We read Alexander's Circus, and the sculptures that he did. One was hanging in the modern art room on the wall up high, which is a amazing part. And then 2 were upstairs with the where the Picasso was, and the Mark Rothko, and the George O'Keeffe was. It was just, and then the art of the Southwest. That was it. It was a fabulous time. I had a lot of inspiration and I got a lot of ideas, and it was so much fun. but I wore myself out, which yay. Anyway, so I thought what I would do is after I went and had explored that. Of course, I always go to the bookstore and see, or the gift store and see what books they have. And there were several picture books that they have, and I found a couple of them on Libby, and they kind of fit together. One that I'm going to read tonight is about Georgia O'Keeffe, and the other one is about Charles and Ray Eames, that famous Eames chair that considered the most famous chair in modern history. So anyway, and that's what I've done today. It's been a glorious day out here. I sat out on the deck of Studio G and did some tiny paintings and just played with those. I did a painting on the plane on the way down, a tiny painting, and the lady next to me, or next to Bob, I was on the aisle. Bob's in the center. She's on the window seat, and she's like, "Are you painting?" Oh my gosh! So that was fun, and the kids were phenomenal. It was great fun to see them and see Layla play basketball and Lachlan play football, and they just it was a great time. Just, my hair is still recovering from their saltwater swimming pool, which is, that. But it was great. But boy, it was good to be back in the Northwest where things are green. and I like green. So anyway, how are you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for giving me the week off and for letting me, it was just really nice to spend the time with the kids and do off on that. It's just not really worry about it. We got back on Sunday about 5:15, and we were beat. And so and Aldo was very glad to see us, but he had a wonderful time at his Rover daycare where he stayed. The lady has a young golden retriever and a very old Chihuahua who Aldo gets along with both of them. And then she had another dog that she was sitting and she was fostering a Frenchie, and Aldo thought that was pretty cool. So he had pals for several days, and he came home tired. You had Ayak for a few days? She's taller than you. Oh my gosh. Layla is up here to my chin, you guys. Seriously. She's 12 and she hits my chin. And I'm 5'11", Good grief. The girl is, and that's so much fun. So anyway, I don't want to hang up too long here and get on with it. So it's been good. It gave me a lot of inspiration for art, and I was going to do some photography, and I ended up not doing, other than I did a lot of videos in the museum. And so I'll put some together from some of the stuff like that. But yeah, this was, I knew I have some books about Georgia O'Keeffe, and I had read some, but I haven't read this one to you, and I think you're going to enjoy this one. So let's go. Am I on the first one? Yeah, let's start here with this first book. It's called Gifts from Georgia's Garden. And it is, and I thought this was really interesting, especially when you see her things up close, and just the depth in the pieces. It's pretty amazing. So this is by Lisa Robinson and illustrated by Hadley Hooper, and it's called Gifts from Georgia's Garden. Come on. Oh, I got to get to the page. There we go. And I love this opening, the way that they did this end paper. And the little chicken, the crows down on the ground in the shadow, and the rabbit, the jackrabbit over there with a little bit. It says that the art for this book was created with traditional pen, paint, and paper, and then assembled in Photoshop. Gifts from the garden. Oh, gifts from Georgia's garden. How Georgia O'Keeffe nourished her art. Georgia painted flowers so lush and large they filled the canvas. Petunias, poppies, lilies, and more. When you take a flower in your hand and really look at it, she said, it's your world for the moment. I want to give that world to someone else. Oops. Hang on. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that to you guys. Whew. I moved my page. There we go. When Georgia looked, she saw a drop of dew on a stem, the pale vein of a leaf, the sensuous curl of a petal. Most people in the city rush around so they have no time to look at a flower. I will make even busy New Yorkers take time to see what I see in a flower. But Georgia grew tired of the city, the cars, crowds, and skyscrapers. She fled to a place she could feel free, New Mexico. Canyons, mesas, and skyscapes welcomed her to her new home. There, Georgia knelt and plunged her hands down deep into the ground. The scent of the soil unearthed memories of growing up on a farm in Wisconsin. Colors and shapes and spaces. Memories of a girl who announced in 8th grade, I am going to be an artist. The golden shimmer of a field of wheat, rectangular rocks, twisted sticks, oval leaves, barns and haylofts, windows and doors. And so, beneath the wide skies of New Mexico, inside adobe walls, within this artist's imagination, the seed of an idea took root to grow a garden of her own. First came a ring of fruit trees, apple, peach, pear, apricot, cherry. Next, Georgia planted peas, parsley, lettuce, lavage, leeks, chilies, carrots, chard. Oops. To this palette of greens, she added splashes of color. Crocuses, daffodils, irises, lilacs, poppies, and hollyhocks. Marigolds and garlic protected her plants from insects and pests. While she waited for the seeds to sprout, Georgia painted. And as the seedlings grew, Georgia explored the nearby hills, cliffs, and villages, and painted. And grew. Georgia stitched cotton, linen, and wool and painted. And grew. Georgia gathered rocks, collected skulls and bones, and painted. Finally, when her garden bloomed, she fed herself and her friends with its gifts. Simple soups, minestrone, potato and leek, salads, watercress or beet and bean, dinner dishes, tomato souffle, and green chili enchiladas. After a meal, she might serve a delicious dessert, like biscochitos, shortbread cookies with cinnamon sugar, apple pie with pecans and whipped cream, or pecan butterballs. Georgia bought local eggs and honey and goat milk. She ground grain for homemade bread. She hired members of the community to help her with her household. And still the while, she painted. The art of caretaking of her home and her garden nourished Georgia's art making. Georgia grew old in her garden sanctuary, and even when she became blind, she continued to tend her garden and paint. To Georgia, everything was art, and art was everything. This vision was her gift to the world, and her garden still grows today. Yay. Shows this, talks a little bit about who she was, about her sustainable gardening. Her water conservation is a precious resource. Water plants only when they need it. Needed rain that she collected in barrels. She did companion planting. She, instead of using poisonous chemicals to ward off pests and disease, she chose plants that helped one another. For example, Georgia planted marigolds and garlic to repel harmful insects. Tall corn plants can provide shade for lettuce, beans, and peas enrich the soil. And then here is her pecan butterball recipe. 1 cup of butter, 1/4 cup sifted flour, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 2 cups finely chopped pecans, and powdered sugar for rolling cookies. So little flour, 1 cup of butter, wow. Preheat oven to 300, cream the butter and add the rest of the ingredients. Form the dough into small balls and place them on a baking sheet and bake for 40 to 45 minutes. Roll the hot cookies in powdered sugar, then cool and roll in powdered sugar again. Yum. Pecan butterballs. That sounds good. Oh, and look at this end paper on this. Oh my gosh. Look at those colors. If you notice and I'll go back, I'll pull them up. I think that's the end of it. Yes, that's the end of it. I'll go back up here, and if I can pull them up. What did I do with them? Are they in? Oh, I know where they are. Hang on. There we go to downloads. There they are. Here. I'm going to pull these in here. This is one of them. This is one of her pieces that I saw down at there. And then the other one is this one? Yeah, this one. The pink one on the right was done in 1929. And that was when she was still in New York. The other one is done when she is in 1963, I think is the year for that one. And she was at Ghost Ranch in New Mexico. But look at those colors. Look at how rich. And then you see back to the book at the end. Oops. Show back to the book. Sorry. Come on. There. How amazing that is with those rich colors that she had in that too. It is something else. So, let's see. Yeah, the art is stunning in this book. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Fatima. Yay. I also watch a channel with a blind painter. He even paints murals on high-rise buildings in Texas. Really? Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. Oh, wow. I'd love to see. What channel is that? Fatima, if you could put that, the name of that channel in the chat, I would love to know it. It would be really a fun one to see. There we go. There. Anyway, yeah, so I thought I would show you those because they are just, they were really, really stunning. This one was down. Um, I think this one was in the modern art. Even though it's 1929, the pink one, it was not with the other one. This one is called Pink. The pink one is called Pink Abstract. The other one is I can't remember the name title of it. Canyon something or other. But I have it right here. Let me find the name of it. I know the pink. Oh, this one is called Canyon Country, and it's in 1965. So you see, she still had that sense of line and depth of color that she did, but it's amazing how her transition from New York to Ghost Ranch to New Mexico, how much more expansive her type of the way that the one in New Mexico feels like it far more open, where Pink Abstract in New York, where she said it was just getting too much for her. So anyway, those are there. Let's get rid of those guys for me. There we go. Why do I have it? Oh, that's me. So yeah, that was the first one. So as you know, Georgia O'Keeffe is one of my absolute favorites in terms of painters and whatnot. I've always really admired her work, and I used to have a big wall down here on a bunch of her prints on a wall, kind of as inspiration. And I don't know where I think they're in the drawer back there. They came down. Some other things went up instead, but it was just, oh gosh, lovely to see her stuff. Okay, so completely different kind of art is going to be found in the next book. And yeah, they are the colors in your Outback. Yeah. And I think that's the same type of area that, has that sense of it. Oh, it's just the colors that she used, just always so stunning. All right, so the next book is called Charles and Ray, Designers at Play. And it is the story of Charles and Ray Eames that developed the Eames chair. And it is just really interesting to see the relationship of this couple and how they came about this. I just thought that this was a really cool collaboration that they had, but also just a little bit of different kind of art for us too. We always manage to remember that art comes in all forms and places. So here we go for Charles and Ray, Designers at Play. The Story of Charles and Ray Eames by James Yang. Charles and Ray Eames worked together, always looking for a problem to solve. Also, completely different kind of artwork in this book. Charles was an architect. He liked structure and transforming things into something new. Ray was a painter. She liked color and shape, and together they made the perfect team. Ray found beautiful shapes in nature, like the angles of leaves or roundness of seashells. Charles looked at plywood and thought, let's make this into a beautiful shape too. So Charles constructed a machine to bend plywood. First, they made sculptures, but then they heard soldiers needed help. Soldiers with hurt legs used uncomfortable splints. Could the Eameses solve the problem? Charles said, we can use our machine to bend plywood to fit a leg. They made a splint, and Ray said, it has a beauty of its own. Ray asked, what other problems can we solve? What other shapes can we create? Charles liked to design chairs. Some chairs were plain, some were too fancy. Many were uncomfortable. Charles said, "Let's design a chair that looks like it was born to be a chair. A natural shape that's beautiful and comfortable. That would be a modern chair," said Ray. They tried one idea, then another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. Many chairs would break. It felt like an impossible puzzle. Ray said, "Failure is not a bad thing." Charles agreed. "Solving problems is fun. We have to keep playing around until we figure it out." They tried metal with wood. They tried plastic with metal. They tried plastic with plastic and metal with metal. Charles asked, "What else can we try?" Ray said, "Remember the shapes we made out of plywood?" Charles said, "Yes. What if we bent plywood into a chair? A form-fitting chair." The Eameses took what they'd learned and made another chair. It was perfect. Everyone loved it. It would be called the best chair of the 20th century. Charles asked, "What other problems can we solve?" Ray said, "Is there a way to make hanging up your clothes fun? What if we use color and shape?" "Why do tables have to be so big? A tiny table is very useful." "How can we make toys both kids and adults will love? Adults need to play too." "Blocks can be more than blocks. They can transform into a cabinet." "Wouldn't it be fun to have a painting on the ceiling?" asked Ray. "Why not?" Charles agreed. Charles and Ray would spend the rest of their days asking questions, working and playing together until they found answers. What would be next? And the art in this is done. The illustrations in this book were created digitally with the aid of tastefully pared down mid-century furniture. So the author's note says, author-illustrator James Yang, growing up as a child in the 60s, The Jetsons, a TV show about a family in the future, was my favorite cartoon. I loved the moving sidewalks and the flying cars and would magically fold into briefcases. The cities, houses, appliances, and furniture lived in the Jetsons world. The first time I saw a version of the famous Eames chair, my reaction was like, "It's just like the Jetsons." And suddenly, a little Korean boy in Oklahoma was a fan of mid-century modern design. As an adult, I learned about how the designs on the Jetsons were modern design, a movement that was popular after World War II. Out of all designers, Charles and Ray Eames, an American married couple who were also textile designers, toy designers, and filmmakers, were my favorite. Eames's architecture and furniture designs were colorful and playful and cleverly functional. Even as a child, I was jealous of the Eames case study house, number 8. Was not my house. It looked few giant windows. The tall ceiling. All right, it just decided. Oh, sorry, you guys, it glitched out there on me. Anyway, it says, I'm going to make sure this so we do. It says, some of the chairs in this book are based on sketches by Charles, and the painting on the ceiling is influenced by shapes Ray used as a painter. Many of their groundbreaking designs, like the whimsical hang it all coat rack, storage unit, lounge chair, and the chairs made out of wire, aluminum, and fiberglass, are still popular today. Very happy that Eames never gave up. because now the Yang's favorite morning routine is to eat breakfast, drink coffee together while sitting on the Eames dining chairs. We finally have our own small corner of the Jetsons world. I hope you enjoy this book as much as the Yangs enjoy breakfast. That's great. Let's see. Now we'll go back to here. All right. Astro. Rosie. Astro. Yes. Rosie was great. Yeah. Oh, the Picasso that I saw was gorgeous too. I'll pull it up on Sunday. I'll put in. I'll have some of the things that I saw that I really really liked. The Mary Cassatt that she had was a done in pastels, chalk pastel, and it was just beautiful. It's just amazing. And the Monet is the Gavirni of his home at Gavirni, and it's was pretty cool. The Charles Gaines exhibit was probably one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life, and it was 8 pieces, 8 separate pieces, and each piece was probably easily 10 by 8 or 10, maybe 10 by 8, and they were layered pieces. So the back layer was a photograph, a black and white photograph that was almost like, it was like a mural size, and there were anywhere from 3 to 5 layers of acrylic in front of it that were gridded out in centimeter grids and numbered, and certain numbers were painted certain colors. So you got this amazing, and it matched the background photo. So where it changed how the photo looked, and whichever way you looked at it, and it went through the seasons and all this kind of thing. It took him 20 years to do. It was pretty fabulous. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, cool. You sent a screenshot from his. It's a great artist. Monet is my favorite. You sent a screenshot. Oh, good. Let me check. See if you did. Send it to my email. Thank you. Huh. Cancel it. Oh, my email. It's not coming through there. Let me just check something real quick here. Boo-hoo. Maybe it's coming through there. Oh, there it is. Nope, that was 15th. Fatima, it hasn't come through on my email yet. So I will, when it comes through, I'll put it up on Sunday when I get that. You said it. You sent a screenshot from his channel. Thanks. Jetsons were watching the Jetsons was one of my favorite things to do. The Jetsons and what was the one? Johnny. Somebody come up with it. Johnny. The kid. I can't remember. Somebody, Mr. Spacely, Elroy. Oh, okay. Somebody get that Johnny. What was the rest of that cartoon? Had the guy, the tall guy with white hair, and they were always going off on adventures. And then there was, of course, Mighty Mouse. Oh, somebody's got to tell me. Yes. If Linda gets it, she'll put it in. Anyway, you guys, thank you for being here. Those are the 2 stories I had for tonight. And like I said, I have been just kind of getting back in the stream of things, so to speak. And I did, everything went fine. It did, you see, it glitched out once, and then I got it back onto it. Yes, it is John. He's amazing. Okay, cool. So Linda can put the link to his channel in the chat. But so yeah, I thought I had it. Oh well, but I got it to come back on, and we've had. I think one of the things out here, we are having a lot of internet issues. They're going in and out. We've had our TV go out a few times. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I think for tonight, let's see, what else did I want to tell you? So I've got 3 more paintings done for tiny art, tiny paintings. And send in your stuff for Sunday. I'd love to see some things, see what you guys have been doing. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Oh, scary. My atelier group that I have been in since I took my class with Chris Bronstad. He's an artist out here, and he's really does a lot of charcoal, portrait artist. He all over the country he does stuff, but he lives out here, and he used to teach at the junior high. I took a class from him about a year and a half ago, maybe 2, yeah. And we've been having a monthly atelier group that we meet and see what we're doing and see what progress is and all this kind of stuff. Chris decided to set up an art show for us at the Mustard Seed. So for May and June, my atelier group is having a show, but which means that I'm having to show, like, not photos. I'm showing, like, I've got an abstract that I've done. I'll show you. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm putting these. I'll take pictures and show you on Sunday what's going up. But there's one Zentangle, and there's one or two of my rocks that I've done, those watercolors, and then there's one abstract watercolor. Freaking me out just a little bit to, yes, Johnny Quest. Thank you, Johnny Quest. Yes, Tamara. Woohoo! Good for you. Tamara got it for me. Thank you. That was going to be bugging me all night. So anyway, yeah, I kind of stepped off the ledge, and I'm putting non-photos into an art exhibit. Whoa. Anyway, you guys, so that's it. I'll see you on Sunday. I'll be back with more stories. I have some more things to find, more books that I found down there that were really cool that I want to share. And I also have some other ones here, and we'll have another kind. So send in your stuff, and we'll see what we get up to on Sunday. Yay. But until then, everybody, you know the drill. Keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in the mirror. And I'm going to add something this time. Make 2 people smile tomorrow. That's what I told my grandkids each day they'd go off to school. Make somebody smile today. And then the next day I said, make 2 people smile. And Lachlan looked at me and said, is it going to be 3 tomorrow? And I said, yeah, it just probably will be. He goes, okay, I can do that. That was good. You guys, love you bunches. Take care. What? Oh. What'd I do? Don't know Johnny Quest. Oh. I didn't see you say, I saw Tamara's comments that said, don't know Johnny Quest. I didn't know that. It was Linda who told it was Johnny Quest. Of course, Linda knew it was the right one. So everybody, I will see you on Sunday, bucket fillers. And until then, take care and make somebody smile.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Ooh, feel We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. Come and be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by